Hello and welcome again. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make this pretty scene and cinematic ready for your amazing games. You'll learn how to set up small but amazing scene in Unreal, you'll learn how to make beautiful GodRays in Substance and Maya, and at the end we'll make a small cinematic together all from scratch. Remember that the project files will be inside of our UNF store on free training, and if you want access to all of our premium tutorials, please don't forget to become a patron. So I'll be seeing you. Okay, so let's start. We're here in Unreal Engine 5. I have already created my project. It's just a blank project. It has started content just in case we may use it. And I am opening up the content drawer with Control and Spacebar, just in case you don't know it. Okay, so let's go on File. Let's go on New Level. Let's just create an empty level. And right now we have no lights, so just go on Window, Environment Light Mixer. Let's bring this here. We want to create every single one of these, so just click on each one of them. Okay. And we're not gonna be modifying them right now. We will do it once we need it later on, modifying colors or intensities or light directions. For now, just make sure that they are not clamped in here. Just spread them apart. Like that. It doesn't take too long anyway. Alright. In case you're not seeing them, it's because you pressed G by mistake and you're hiding them. Right? Okay. So for the next step, we want to make oh wait, let's save because my GPU has been crashing. So here in content, just Control-Shift-N and go map. And here just click save, save selected. Let's save in here. Let's name it map01. Okay, thank Lord. Now we want to have some kind of base mesh that has roughly the silhouette or the shape that we want our map to have. Something that doesn't have much detail, something that we can modify quickly, right? So just go on landscape. And right now, well, this is not so big. I have it 50 by 50, 15 quads, 1 by 1. Maybe we increase this to 7 by 7, or actually 8 by 8. Maybe this is good enough. So just go on create. And remember, this is scale 50, 15 by 15, 1 by 1, 8 by 8. Okay. All right, so now let's start sculpting. So I want some kind of entrance towards the cave. So perhaps something not like that. Maybe something like this. Maybe something like this is fine. So the character enters through here. He's gonna see something blocking. So he needs to crouch, and perhaps we increase the brush. Okay, so that may be too big. So something that over here, perhaps like that. Remember, this is just a rough shape. You don't need to make it exact or anything. This is just giving us some idea because it's gonna be a cave too, right? So it's gonna be covered here on top. So our guy enters through here. Yeah, the sword is gonna be here on the corner and he shouldn't be able to see it until he enters. So he goes through here. Nope. So we need to angle this a little bit better. I'm doing the opposite, holding down shift, by the way. So we should be flattening this, not doing the opposite. So Control C, select flatten. Yeah. Now back to sculpt. So let's lower this. We want this probably to go through here. This is probably the entrance. This, then he enters. Then he enters and this is blocked like this. Yeah, maybe this is what we need. So he enters through here. He doesn't see anything. Like he's standing around here, and will be nice that he starts seeing some dust motes inside and some kind of GodRay doing this. So it kind of compels him to look left, right? And once he advances and looks left, there it is. There is a chest there. So probably we want this to be really high up too, so it blocks him more. Yeah, he turns and chest. Perfect. This is fine, I think. Is this the right size too? Let's see. He walks in. Yep. Remember, this is gonna be a cinematic too, but and for my sanity, let's go on smooth and let's just smooth it up a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. So we have this really basic idea of our cave and the flow inside of it, right? What we want the camera to do. This is good. So now let's get into Quixel and start dragging meshes inside here, and let's start making our ground first, I think. One thing that I must tell you before going to Quixel is that we're not gonna have a chest, we're gonna have a sword in a rock, like King Arthur. Yeah, probably throughout the tutorial I'll keep saying chest, but no, it's a sword, just remember that, okay? So we want to go here on window, and we want to click on Quixel Bridge. And what we want is collections, environment, natural, and we need to pick one of these. I already checked a little bit, and the Nordic coastal seems pretty good. It has a lot of assets. We're probably gonna use this one. And we need to look for a ground. So this looks nice for a ground, rocky ground. And in here, you probably have it on medium quality. You need to click on nanite, and you don't need to download it. Just hold it, drag it, and let's put it on the map. It's probably gonna look really low res, and that is because it's downloading, so don't worry, just keep working with the low res. And in here, now that I see the proportion of this ground, our map may be way too big. Like way too big. So let's click on it, and here on scale, maybe 35. Maybe 35 here too. And maybe this scale is way better. It's better to work on a smaller scene for this, I think. But this means that we need to go back to landscape, and we need to modify some more things. So probably flatten this a little bit more. Yep, and maybe I don't want this hard turn here. So he enters, he enters. That's good. Okay, let's leave the landscape mode. And oh, small hiccup. It's gonna go soon, don't worry. So let's start duplicating our meshes, our floor. And if it intersects with our landscape, don't worry. We're gonna erase it after, right? So we need to give it more variation, so just move it around. Like that is good. Maybe just lower it a little bit. And keep putting more. Let's continue setting it up. So that's good. Let's keep placing them. Let's keep going. This one is too floaty now. Okay. It's good. Not much to go. Oh, by the way, I'm cloning them with holding Alt and just swapping. Like this. Like this. Turn this a little bit. Do this like that. It's fine. We don't want this repetition here. Let's put it like this. Okay, we just keep going. We just want to feel our floor. It's close. Just two more probably. Okay. I think for now this is fine. Once we put our clips, we may need to modify it. I don't know yet. But for now, let's save. Like that. And now let's start searching for some clips maybe. And in here I signed up because it didn't allow me to drag one more asset. Okay, so let's try this huge Nordic coastal cliff. Maybe this size is fine. Okay, let's drag it. This looks decent. Let's drag it here on the opening. Okay. This maybe the corridor is being way too big, and I don't really enjoy that. So, probably not. Well, maybe, maybe the player just starts here and he just advances. Yeah, I'm not upset about that. So you can do this one here. And just copy the next one. Probably here. Maybe just a little bit lower. So he just starts going towards here. This is starting to look really nice. Now we need to find some kind of structure that can block this entrance in an interesting way. But for now, let's continue decorating the surroundings of our cave. Let's see if we can use this a little bit more before changing our mesh. Oh, sorry. Like this. Probably only like that. How does that look? Yeah. It's looking nice. Let's bring in one more mesh. A different one this time. We have the stroke formation. This could be nice as a blocking. So let's bring it and just leave it on this side. We maybe just make this a little bit bigger. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna leave it there. I just saw it and I was like, okay, I'm taking this. We already have this one. That is not that big. Yeah, we probably just pick this one then. This is also huge. This is actually bigger than the other one that we brought in. Okay. Oh, I'm slowly freezing. There we go. Let's see. He enters. This is good. Let's keep rotating this then. Like that. That's probably fine. And I wonder if there's any other mesh as big as this one. It's really small. This is huge. This is small too. Maybe we just work with the ones that we have then. After all, the player is not gonna see outside, so we can kind of fake it in. Okay, let's continue putting this around. like this maybe. And now that we have it kind of figured out, I think soon we will have to just erase the landscape. Just put it like this. Okay. And let's repeat this, I think. Like this. That. Not obstructing the way of our hero piece too much. Maybe like this. And a little bit more over here. It's like that, maybe. Could be. Does it get in the way too much? Yeah, it kind of does. We go in. Perfect. Okay. Let's duplicate this one too. Rotating it. Now we want to close the hole. Oh, and of course, let's save this, please. Okay. Now let's see. So put it here. Like this. You rotate it. Probably like that. That's a good start, I think. Let's see. So he enters. Okay. This needs to be covered too. So let's bring it. Let's bring this here. Like that. Starting to take shape. Let's bring some variation around here. We don't want that base to be seen. None of it, actually. Yeah. And we need one more. Light can come through here. I would like a clear view, though, through the light shaft. So maybe this one pulls back a little bit more. Like that. I think we can get rid of the landscape now. Or at least hide it. Where is it? Landscape. Hide it. Okay. So the light is gonna come through here. Exactly on this place. And you know, to have a better idea, let's bring in the assets needed for this piece. So I know that this one works, and it's laggy there. Okay, this one works. Just bury it here. It's good. And now we need the sword. So here, just go on home. Probably just type sword. Sword. Okay, there are plenty here. Yeah, this one has a check. I already used it, so that means it's good. It's gonna load a little bit, slow my machine down. There we go. Let's rotate it 90. Let's make it bigger, actually. So 2, 2, 2. Yeah, so it is more noticeable, right? And we wanna give it a kind of an artsy look. So maybe something like this. Yeah, something like that. And the light should be coming through here. So we're gonna have to do some modifications on the map. So the light source is gonna come probably this way. So we need a hole in here, or at least something here, right? And then I probably will make also another GodRay just going really long around, right? But this is the red one is the main focus. So if I want to have that straight line there, let's look through the light shaft. This is not clear at all, right? You see? If you go through here, it's just blocked. This should be... Oh, I erased it, sorry. This should be gone in here. This needs to leave. It needs to be or either smaller or it needs to be smoother towards here. So let's make this boulder turn a little bit. Maybe like that. We lower it down. We close it here. Is that better? That is something. That is a start. This rocky side is not helping at all. So let's search for another. This may be the best side of this cliff. So if the hole is here, okay, you can see directly towards this. This is good. Let's make it closer maybe. Yep. It's gonna enter through this crack here, through this triangle. Okay. Let's cover this one up too a little bit more. So here it doesn't matter if it repeats. You're never really gonna notice it. You're not gonna look from outside, right? So these cracks, this is good. This needs to be closed a little bit more though. Not like that, obviously. Maybe like that. So the light comes through here, exactly on the sword. And nothing here is getting on the way. That is perfect. We could even put it more on this side. Okay, but let's do the tour before anything. So we enter here. Okay, here we start looking at the blue GodRay, or at the second GodRay. Return. We see sword with a unique GodRay here, and this crack here illuminating it. This is perfect. We still need to close this cave down though, because this is not gonna look good. We save, of course. Okay, maybe we can find something again on our, or which one was it? Nordic coastal cliffs? Maybe, where is it? It's some really thin and high walls. Maybe this one. Do we have this already? I think we have this already. So we do not want this witch rock. We do not want this either. This is huge as well. Yeah, this one is thin. Is it this one? Well, we need to check. So let's bring it in. Oh, yeah. This one is thin. We haven't used this one yet. I was thinking maybe we could have these inside and not these huge ones. So let's see. Or maybe we just put it on top and that's that. Let's see. So let's bring it back like this. How is that looking on our inner picture? Okay, it's very rocky. It is not done loading yet, but this cannot be seen. It is not big enough. Let's just make it 1.4 maybe. Maybe that's good enough. Nope. This is not gonna work. Let's just delete it. Never mind. We can just maybe multiply this one. Or, well, duplicate it. Put it over here. Rotate it a little bit. I do not want this big side bothering us. So okay, we enter. Now this is smaller. This is good. This is still open though. So let's continue. Without that. Maybe like that. That seems like it closes it quite nicely. We need to check though. So we go in. This is looking quite nice. Now we need to see if we want to let some more light enter from other places. This one we want to close. Let's see. Just duplicate it. We put it in. Oh, sorry. That pulled it out. Oh, we don't want to duplicate that one. Let's just search for a really small mesh to cover that. Maybe just this one. It doesn't even need to be seen. We just want to close it. So say 2. 2 is too much. 1.4. This should be okay. And this closes it up almost. There we go. Okay, so now our cave is really dark. And again, maybe we wanna open this up a little bit more. I'm not quite, we still have a holder. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure yet. So what if we just start working on the GodRay and we see if this is good enough? But just before doing that, let's make this a little bit bigger. Right, so it is a bigger rock. Now we can't see anything. So it's a bigger rock. The sword is around here. I also like how this sword is facing on a different direction from where the GodRay is supposed to come. Let's click here on the app. Let's search for light, spotlight. And let's bring it here. Let's move it around a little bit. Let's do that. Let's make it follow the same direction as our hole. So probably like this, like this. Let's make it turn a little bit. Is this angle good? No, it is too wide open. So let's modify this spotlight a little bit. The outer cone, probably reduce it like this. That. The inner cone, probably this is good. Okay, we open it up a little bit more. This is looking good, I think. So we enter through here. This looks very nice. Okay, so now let's go to Substance and create the texture for our GodRay. That's gonna be really fun. So let's save. I'm so thankful that it didn't crash. I'll see you there. We are here in Substance, and if you don't have Substance, you can just use Photoshop. The process is gonna be really similar. Or you can just download the project files, which are gonna be unteachable as always. So we go on File, New Substance. We want a 2K texture. That's good. So we probably want just, we want to blur some noise in a direction. Something just fairly simple. So just go on Shape. And the Y size, now it's the X size. Maybe around there is good. We want to transform this. and we want to put it on the side like that maybe. We don't want it tiling like this, so we go on tiling mode, absolute, no tiling. Okay, that's good. And now let's just blur it. IQ blur grayscale. Quality, the intensity, this is probably good. Now we want to add some little spheres because you see we have these this GodRay going like this, right? And we kind of want to add some kind of glow behind these GodRays, right? So in order to make this, we probably just make a sphere here, and when we blur it with a direction, it just ends up like this. Or at least let's try and see if that is efficient enough. All right, so probably just shape again, and this shape is probably a bell, half bell, something like that. Yeah, a thorn. It doesn't matter really. Okay, maybe just a bell. We want to make it smaller though, like way smaller. And let's use a transform. Let's leave it there. So now let's blend them like that, and we add it here. We probably just make an overlay or a screen. Yeah, probably screen. So on this transform, we just want to put this here on top. And right now it is way too big. So let's just make it smaller. Probably like this. Let's see what happens if we add a directional blur. Way more intensity, 100. Yeah, you can kind of see where we're going with this. Kinda. Okay, yeah, so that's fine. Now we just need to continue copy pasting and making more dots. So again, another blend. It's gonna blend to this, and this transform, we just put it here. We probably just want to have 3, and we do the same thing. We copy it, we paste it, and we continue replacing this, and this one, oh, and this one we just put it here. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's good enough. And let me see. So we are blending this with a screen. What if we just multiply it though? Okay, all right. Not what we were looking for. What if we multiply it here though? Just a test. Yeah. So add is too bright. This is not what we want. Not what we want at all. So a screen is the best option for sure, by a mile. So we have this. Now what we want is we want to blend this again, and this one should be blended against something like dots. So black and white spots. This is too grainy. Black and white spots 3. Yeah, I guess this is fine. So we put it here. Now we want to, well, not add it, but probably multiply it. Or do we want to subtract it? Maybe that makes it more interesting. Overlay seems sorta not what we want. Screen, no. So it's either subtract or multiply. Probably multiply. Now let's see what happens with this. So directional blur, increase intensity, increase it by 100, and it's taking shape now. Probably around there. We don't want it to be touching this hard edge in case we increase the intensity of our GodRay. This is looking nice. We could add another pass with another direction, but I'm not sure if we really want that. This is looking good. I like this. Let's see what if we just make this scale bigger. Oh, small back, I think. Okay. So if we scale it, yeah, it just gives a little bit more variation. Okay, this is fine. Something that I do see is that our blur here on this side is not getting distorted too much. Maybe that's what we're looking for. I'm not quite sure if we are, and maybe we want our dots not to be so symmetrical. Maybe we want them to be smaller here, bigger here. You know, maybe we want to add some variation. For now, we can say that this is fine, and we can start searching for more options if we put it on the engine and it doesn't look good, right? Okay, so we need to now start getting our texture. So let's first just do this RGB merge. We are gonna merge 3 textures inside of one, so we can use all of them, or well, maybe most. Maybe we just in case put some, because we're creating this from scratch. So this is gonna be our red channel. This is looking nice. So for our green channel, we probably want something more black. So this directional, we're gonna put levels to add some variation, right? This is brighter. No way. Maybe something like that. Maybe something like this could be. And yeah, you know, maybe something like this can work just fine. So this one we put it here. And now, let me see. We also need a gradient here on this left side. So let's make another shape. And this is gonna be probably just same, just a square, and we just transform it. Oh, of course. Let's make it slightly smaller like this. Now that we transform it and we disable the tiling mode again, maybe this is good. Let's blur it. And if you still don't have very clear what we're doing with these textures or why we are creating them, once we're making the material, it's gonna make a lot more sense. We probably want a little bit more intensity. So what about 25? Okay, let's move it a little bit more. That should be fine. And this is gonna be our blue channel. So we have this so far. Maybe we put it a little bit more on this side. Okay. Now we need an alpha, and I'm thinking maybe we just copy what we have on our red channel on the alpha. Or maybe we make something a little bit brighter. So we grab another levels and see if we can increase that a little bit. And we could even add a different noise. I'm not quite sure yet. Anyway, let's just hook this up. And this should be ready. Or well, partially ready. We need to test it on the engine first. So just save it. And where is it? It's textures. And we need to put, let's see, T underscore GodRay. And save it as a TGA. All right. Now we probably just, do we make the mesh right now or do we just bring it to Unreal? Let's first make the material. Back here in Unreal, let's create our folders. So we want one that is materials and another that is textures. All right. So inside textures, right click, import. Let's get our GodRay. Let's double click it And let's say that this guy needs to be here on texture group, needs to be on effects. Okay. And we can see that we have all of our textures here. Nice. Now let's make a new material. So material m underscore GodRay. We will probably make more than one. I'm not sure yet, but for now it doesn't hurt to just put one. And let's enter it. So this needs to be translucent and it also needs to be unlit. We can leave two-sided unchecked. Let's bring our freshly made texture inside. And this texture, let's see, we want it to pan around. Okay, so let's say hold P and left click to bring up a panner. And this we want to hook it up. And let's just preview this, right? So right click, so previewing node. You can see nothing is happening here, and that's fine. Let's just say this is minus 0.12 maybe. And now you can see it panning on the direction that we want. Right? Of course, it's not gonna look like this, but we are panning the whole texture right now. So stop previewing it. And we want this to be, let's say, a texture coordinate. So we can modify its UVs and probably make it smaller to make it more interesting. So if we, again, let's just hook it up like this. If we just preview this, let's say that here on the coordinate, we say this is 1.2. You can see we've created more rows, right? If we did it here, it will break because it does not tile on this direction. If we probably put 2, you can see it is smaller. Yeah, probably we want that. Okay, so now we want to control this on a different way. So put a time node here and let's multiply it. Let's put it here. And since we're going to have two textures, okay, I'm going to explain it like this then. So we're going to have two textures spanning against each other to kind of give it a nice feeling, right? This one on top is going to go downwards, and this one on the bottom is going to go upwards, right? And then they're going to both intersect, and it's going to look really pretty. But we don't want to modify them each alone, right? So we want to put a time node, we want to multiply both of them so they work together. It's going to make more sense later. So this banner, we copy it, we paste it, let's put it here. We probably just copy this, paste this as well. And this banner is going to go in a different direction, positive. This coordinate is probably fine like this as well. And this multiply is going to be hooked here. So whatever we modify on this constant, we modify both speed. And maybe that's better for later. Okay, so now we should start multiplying them both, but first, you see that this has a really hard edge here. And if we put this on a plane, for example, you're gonna see this really heavy line. And we don't want that. That's why we created this blue texture. So just multiply. When I multiply the alpha by the blue, and just put it here. And now you can see that these, well, we haven't put anything on the opacity yet, right? But now this looks way smoother. All right, now let's multiply this again by our bottom scrolling texture, which is gonna be the green one, this small one that we made. Now let's multiply these two here together. Oh, let's just unplug this. Let's multiply these two together and wait. Confusion. They are already multiplied like this. Now we need to add some color. So hold 3. You get this 3 vector constant. Let's convert this to a parameter and say this is named color. And also Here, this is gonna be named speed. Oh, I just hold S and left click to bring up a parameter. Just hook it here, and let's say that on default it's 0.5. 0.5, there we go. Okay, so everything is looking good so far. On default, let's say this is also this color. Now we can finally plug this to the, or if we plug this both here, what happens? We cannot even see it, can we? Let's see. Let me see if you can just barely see it. It is very faint. It is incredibly faint. So let's for now save this color here, and let's just make this emissive, like what, 10. We put it here, probably around here. Now you can see it is this black side is showing. You can see some lines here that we really don't want, and in here too. We're gonna have to fix those, but for now we're looking good. We also don't wanna pump this up too hard. We should be making a mesh, but for now, what if we just take a plane and see how things are looking? So here in the plus, let's go shapes, plane. We have a plane here. Let's drag it around. Let's just make it face us. Okay, and let's put the GodRay here. So here, basic properties. Let's wait for it to load a little bit. Oh, we should just click on apply. No wonder. Okay. It is way too intense. Absolutely way too intense. So let's just pick the old color and see how that looks. That is way better. As soon as we start pumping up the colors too much, it kind of breaks. Okay, but this GodRay has a couple of problems. And I think that making the mesh first is gonna make things easier to see. Because right now, if we, for example, intersect this GodRay on the floor, it just creates this really harsh line. And also, if you are just walking and you approach the GodRay, it's just on your face, right? And it should not work like that at all. So there are a couple of things that we need to modify on the materials, for sure. But let's say that for now, let's make a material instance here, and let's use this material instance on this plane. Just want to modify a couple of things before we go to my end and make a mesh. So speed is fine. Color, what if we just maybe a little bit less green, 1.2. Yeah, it that's a little warmer. What about 0.02 here? Oh, that is way stronger. But this may be really good for our sword. And it's breaking here, which is making me a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, let's go and make the mesh on Maya. So we're here in Maya, and what we want to do is quite honestly really simple. Just well, you can use any 3D program, Blender or whatever you want. You just want a cylinder, and this cylinder we want to scale it a lot. Okay, now we want to thin it out. Maybe like that is good. Now select everything. Oh, sorry, go here. Select everything. We want to get rid of this top and bottom side. So just now deselect only the middle and erase. We have both clear. Now we want to be able to preview the texture that we put. So assign new material, Lambert, go here, color, file. And again, you're gonna have this mesh too. Now we need to find this. Where is it? Textures. No, it's not here. Did I mess up? Textures, GodRay, there we go. Textures, there we go. And now we cannot see it, so which one is it? Is it this one? Yes, it is this one. It is a little bit too faint, so probably just increase that. Okay. What we can see from here, and actually it was not a good idea to import this texture. We should have just imported a black and gray one so we can see it better. But you can see that the lines are horizontal, and our GodRay is not gonna go that way. Our GodRay needs to shine in this direction, right? So we need to rotate the UVs. And let's go UV editor. Let's first select it, UV editor, and let's go and create cylindrical. Now let's rotate it like that. And well, this is not correctly. And let's squash it now. Only a little bit. Now you can see that the UVs are on the right direction. You see that this black gradient is on top, which is good because our bottom does not need to have a gradient here. So I think that's fine. And now let's close the UVs. Now let's make it, wait, I'm actually second guessing this. No, this is good. Now let's make our shape a little bit more interesting, right? Maybe a little bit more open. So go on the form. Let's go on lattice. Lattice. Oh wait, we didn't select it. Sorry. So Control C, select it. Now the form. Let's go on lattice. Oh, I guess this is fine. Okay. So FDD, we want a couple more. It is actually not showing. Why though? That is weird. Cylinder is here, lattice is here. I just can, oh, it is really small. It is really, really small. Okay, just erase it. I wonder why. Okay, we have our whole element selected now. Form, lattice, divisions, apply. There we go. Okay, so we want a couple more segments on this for sure. So lattice shape, divisions, probably 4 here, probably 4 here too. And now at this point, let's grab this and just expand it. Not too much, something like that. And expand it also in this direction. Not so much again, just enough. And I think this looks fine. Let's see, can we just clone this? Yep, this is looking perhaps a little bit more on the sides. Nah, this is good. This is good. So let's now try this on the engine. Let's move this to the other side. Let's put this on 0, 0, 0. Oh, of course, let's just like that. Now let's export it. Let's go File, Export Selection. And I always have trouble with Maya and my files. In that, GodRay meshes, and let's save this SM static mesh. GodRay. All right. Now let's go back to Unreal. So let's import our mesh. Let's create a new folder. meshes. And let's right click, import game meshes. And this should be inside mesh, this one. And here it says, well, on the import options, just here, do not create new material, import all. Now let's see what it imported. It also imported the texture. Okay, just erase it. We have our GodRay here. Now let's test a couple of things on it. Let's put it on the map. Let's make it bigger for sure. And let's put our material, which I don't think it's gonna look good right now. Sorry. Okay, so what can we look here? Well, it's too bright. There are plenty of things. So it is too bright. It is we have these weird lines here. We have a seam on the side, and also if you notice, this looks very PlayStation 2, right? You can clearly see these shapes. It does not look good. And also when you approach, it just stays on your face, right? So there are a couple of things that we need to do in order to improve that. So let's go back to the material now. And let's here back to GodRay. And inside we need to add a couple of functions here for the opacity. And actually it is two. So first it's this. Let's type pixel depth. This one is gonna make it so when we approach it, it starts vanishing. So sphere mask, and here we just type a 0. This one is gonna be inverse, so 1 minus, and this is it. We just multiply it here to the opacity, and let's see how that is working, or if it is working at all. So you see that we're here far, start approaching, and it just vanishes, right? Okay, I mean, a little bit rough on the eye for sure, but okay, it's something, it's working. Now when we approach, we can no longer see it really bright on our face, but we need to modify a couple of things. So the hardness, it is way too strong, so just go 5 here. Let's click on apply. Is that better? Okay, now you do get close and it just vanishes softly. That's great. Maybe you want to increase it a little bit, that is up to you. But this is working so far. So you approach the sword and it just vanishes. Okay, this looks nice. We need to add still a couple more things. First, if we push this on the floor, you can see this really hard edge, right? Any geometry that intersects it is gonna look really rough. So this one is just simple here. Just put this one here, and we want to add a depth fade. This makes it so any geometry that collides has a soft fade, and you can configure it here, but I think this configuration is just fine. So just click on apply, and let's see that working. Now you see it intersects and it is really soft. Looks very natural. Now the last thing that we want to make or edit on the material is these really hard edges that make it look like a PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1. So what we do here is we need to create another multiply, probably on the middle here. Here, and we hook it here. And what we want here is a camera vector. We also want a vertex normal world position. We want to make a dot product here of the two of them. We want to do an absolute. So just type abs. And out of this, we want a power. We probably want a vector 3 constant here. We want to put this on 888. Now, lastly, we want to clamp this and just hook it on B. Now, let's see what this is doing. We probably will need to modify this, but now you can see that we cannot see the edges behind of the mesh, right? This works especially well when you, for example, have a plane and you are going around it. You see how it fades out? So any geometry that is not facing the player's camera is just fading out, right? And this makes our GodRay way more believable. It does not look like a mesh anymore, right? Now we can just erase this plane. Okay, but wait, actually, Control C, not just yet. So you can see also how as soon as you start turning a little bit, it just starts fading away, right? Maybe this is what we want for our effect. Or maybe we just want to tweak it a little bit. So here on R, we probably just say it's 2. Let's see how it looks. So in here, we start turning, and now it fades out way later, right? And now you can also see that this is way, it has a stronger shape now, but still maybe just a 3. We can of course make this a parameter so we can modify it through a material instance. Maybe this is good. And we can no longer see the issue here on top. That is great. Let's add it as a 4 and see what happens. Now we can finally just erase this. So it is soft, it is nice. Let's see how it looks on the sword though. So let's just move it over there. And we probably just want to make this appear from the top, giving it a different motion. Oh, of course, please just save. I just don't want it to crash. Oh, please don't crash on me. Okay, so we want to angle this this GodRay a little bit to the side. Okay, all is good. Thank you. Let's make it bigger. Bigger, and probably just wanna make it so it is like this. A little bit like that, maybe. I'll turn it a little bit. A little bit bigger, I guess. I'm thinking probably in max we want to make this wider, and that's gonna be better, I believe. So back here in max, we can see that the mistakes that we had on the material, they're fault of the mesh. Sorry, of the UPs. So you can see it here, right? So we need to modify it straight away. Let's go to UVs. Let's first select our, sorry. Let's select all of our, there we go. Let's make it slightly bigger. Let's say this is modify. We want this to lay out along. And I see, oh, sorry. We're lacking on the side. Let's make it grow a little bit. Oh, sorry. That should be fine. That should be it. So let's just close it. Let's look at the mistakes. They are still there. Okay, that wasn't it then. Okay, so it's on this side. Let's shrink it a little bit then. Okay, that should be it now. And yeah, it is clean. And on top, it is clean as well. Now let's just deform it a little bit. So lattice, let's go on the options. Let's say that this is a 4 and this is a 4. Now let's pick the lattice points and let's just scale it. Hopefully that's fine. Okay. So now finally, just in case, right? Let's just move it to the side. And our cylinder, that somehow it's here, let's just clone it. Let's change the pivot back to where it's supposed to be. Around here. And let's say, okay, 0. Put it up a little bit. And there we go. Now let's save it. Export. Let's replace our old. And let's go back to Unreal. Let's replace the GodRay. Now it is a little bigger, and yeah, we see that the mistakes have disappeared. But I still think that the texture has a lot of mistakes, and this is not looking good at all. So let's go back to Substance and figure it out. Now that we're here, I think that, well, first our alpha is too strong, and maybe at the end we just don't compress the images. Maybe we just export them on their own. So first the alpha, again, too strong. Let's make it softer. This should be fine. And I think that's it. I believe that we could use this alpha as a red channel. So let's try to export them. First, the alpha. This is the GodRay alpha. And this is the variation. T GodRay variation. And at the end, we have this one, which is T mask. Let's try those and see if it works. So let's go here in textures and let's import everything. All of these. There we go. And let's bring them all into our material and see what we can do with this. Let's start replacing them though. So this is the blue. And the blue is being used here. Oh, we'll need to just click on RGB. This is linear grayscale, that's fine. Okay. Now this is our variation. This is our green, which means we just hook this here. We can erase this, just hook this here. And lastly, this is our alpha. So this is our red channel or our alpha channel. So we can just plug this here and erase this, of course. So we plug this one here too. Let's see if that is at least a little bit better. Okay, so right now we see that it is very strong, and that's fine. The shapes are softer, which I really like. We probably can just make this softer too, so maybe 2 here. Of course it bugs. We can just say 2. Maybe move it around here, will be nice. This is looking good. One more modification though. I think the shape is way too strong right now. So let's modify this again. Remember this here? Let's just make it a 2. Apply it. Or actually, do we increase it? 5? Yeah, 6. Maybe a 6 and that's it. Yep. This is looking better. Now, we need to help our GodRay a little bit. First, let's save, please. Let's help it a little because it is not coming out of this hole, and also no light is coming here, so you can't. The effect is not really fooling anyone, you know. So maybe we can do this. We can make it a little bit. I think that's too much. Hey, actually, this works nicely. This can do. Let me see. Well, we're never gonna see it from here, right? So this is no issue. But if you are not gonna make a cinematic, you could align it better, right? But if you're only seeing it from here, I think this doesn't look bad. Not entirely, perhaps, huh? So let's align it a little bit better then. Here, here. Let's keep rotating it like that. A little bit more to this side, huh? Okay. A little bit more here. Okay, I'm really enjoying this one. What if we make it a little bit bigger like this though? And we just pull it down over here. This, yeah, before there was no connection between the light area and the GodRay. Now there is. And let's add some spotlight to help this effect a little bit. Right now we have one giving light to the whole cave. Okay, that's good. But I would like for this sword to be also lit up. So let's just clone this spotlight. And let's say that this one hits. Let's just fake it and go over here and let's turn it. Just turn it like that. A little bit more. I just want the sword to be lit up, you know? Let's change the color to something like that. Yeah. Change, yeah, to something like that, and let's make it a bit more spread, because right now this light is too strong, right? So a little bit more spread, something like that could be. No, that isn't good, because this part is also getting illuminated. So maybe we just make something smaller and just spin it a little bit, maybe like that. Or maybe just make it be farther so it doesn't hit other things as much. Yeah, I think this is good. Let's erase the landscape. Why is it even there? Okay, just hide it. Yeah, it's better. And where is this coming from? I'm gonna, oh, well, it's gone. I guess it's fine. So we have this light, we have this spotlight. Now I would like to make another GodRay just panning across here. Something, I already told you, right? Something maybe blue, a color that can contrast well with this orange. Something that catches our eye from far away. So let's save it and let's continue. So let's just duplicate this one. Let's, maybe this angle is fine, and let's just make it go across the map. And we cannot see anything on the inside because this has not two-sided enabled. So let's just clone this GodRay. GodRay 2 is fine. Material instance 2. And this one is gonna be the blue one. So Let's give this two-sided. And we probably want another node around here. Hold S, left click. Let's name this potency. Let's move it in and in here. Although probably maybe a little bit further. Let's test it. And let's see. So let's paste this new, sorry. We need the instance, GodRay 2 instance. Let's paste this here. And let's open it up. Okay, let's see how this looks. So potency needs to be 1. You can see it here. Speed is fine. This needs to be bluish. Maybe a little bit more potency, or maybe a little bit more color. Let's see, 3. You just can't see anything on this spectrum, right? Okay, so color, maybe just more potency. Let's say 10. Yep. Okay. Now this needs to be wider for sure, so probably just something like that. Now you can kind of see what I'm trying to achieve, right? So let's put it a little bit behind here. Now it falls. Needs to be way bigger, and the direction is wrong too. So towards there. We need to disable this. Move it towards there, and it needs to be wider. Really like that? No, not good at all. Let's keep tweaking this out then. Huh? Okay. We need to come down from here so it makes sense. It's almost there, but a little bit more to the left. Okay, perhaps there. Now it definitely needs less potency, because right now it is really potent. But once you're around here, okay. So the first idea was for it to catch your eye once you're here, right? But it's way too deep. Although it looks nice, it needs way less potency though. This is not useful right now. So let's say it goes towards here. Perhaps it doesn't really matter if it has a light source or not. You can make something pretty and really faint coming towards here. Yeah, that can work. Okay, so now way softer. So what about a 2? It's still very strong. 1. I think this is what we were looking for. This is very soft. Now, there is a couple more things that we need to do. We need to modify the color of these directional lights. So let's see what this one brings us. Let's disable the GodRay for a second. Yep, this one. And let's save. Our scene is just too bluish. So let's modify Probably not this directional light, but the next one, I think so. So let's just give it a, yeah, maybe something like this. Maybe a little less intense could work too. Oh, let's hide the landscape. What's going on there? And I think that's slowly taking shape. I'm not sure if we need to modify the fog or maybe the skylight even, or the sky atmosphere. Maybe the atmosphere a little bit. Okay, obviously all of them are too much. What if you just reduce the relay scattering around there? Sorta looks nice, but there is still some bluish around, and I'm not sure what is causing this bluish. Is this directional light doing it? It is kinda doing it. All right, only kinda doing it. So this probably should still be this 10. Do we need to slowly move it towards this? Perhaps maybe an 8 here too. And how is it looking with our GodRay? I still think that this GodRay is just being way too strong. And probably is also way too fast. So let's tweak the speed to maybe 0.23. The potency to 0.7, maybe. So we enter this. Okay. Now I think, what if this GodRay, the material, we also make two-sided, and we, well, if you make it two-sided, it gets more interesting, but it's too strong, so just maybe 1.2. Does it back or no? Oh, it didn't. Nice. Maybe like that. And we move it to the side a little bit. I just don't like how this rock is not getting light up by the spotlight. Let's modify that. Because you see it, right? The rays are coming down, and then this rock isn't being light up at all. So let's maybe turn it a little bit there. That's too much. Oh, it's bugging me so much. Hold on. A little bit higher. Okay. I think that makes more sense. Now let's add some dust particles and let them hang around. Although I'm still not sure about this this GodRay, but let's give it one more different try. So let's just clone this and hide our old one. Let's shrink it. Let's say this is 15, and this is probably 12. I only want a small ray on this side. I think this is just what we need. Just a small ray on this side, showing us the path. And it's also in the same direction, right? Let's then make it a slightly more intense. 0.9. Now I kind of wish that it joined with this a little bit. Do we rotate it? Yeah, maybe like that. Okay, so we enter. We see this. Let's just perhaps all of these. Do we have more here? No, we don't. Let's push them a little bit towards here. We don't break anything, do we? We don't break anything. So now we go towards here. Light. Okay, it's looking really pretty. It is very subtle for sure. Very subtle. But I think it's looking really pretty. Let's now add some hanging particles. Let's save once again. And let's go back to Substance and make this really quickly. So for this texture, it is really simple. We just get a shape. And we want, not this, just a disk. Yeah, just scale it down like that, probably. And let's blur it. Something really faint though. Something like that. Now let's go with levels. And perhaps something like this. This should be fine. This should be it. So let's save it and let's bring it to Unreal. Now with our dust particle, let's make the material. It's really simple though. It's just m_dust. Let's enter. We want our material to be translucent and we want to leave it on default lit so it interacts with light. And let's bring up our new texture here. Okay, we want to copy some of the parts of this old material because we want our particle to fade out once we approach it, right? We don't want it on our face. So we just want to copy the depth fade. We want to copy all of this. Like that. Well, I should have moved it. But yeah, so we put this here. We want to hook this on the opacity. We want to put a particle color. And hook it in. And we also want to just put this here. And that should be it. I think this is it. So now apply. And let's enter this VFX folder. I already created one. You should create one too. Niagara system, new system, hanging particulates, finish. Let's say this is NS, dust. Okay. Let's put our new material in here. Let's make sure also that this scale, well, that the alpha is not high, so maybe 0.6. And let's drag it to the map and see how it's looking. And well, certainly they are too big. So let's make them smaller, but I think this can give the right look. Initially particle, uniform sprite, probably just 0.5 and 0.9 maybe. So as soon as we approach them, they just vanish. That's great. We need to add more. They are too far and too little, I think. We need to increase the shape. So this box plane, let's say it's 1K. Well, that is huge. Not what we want. 800. It is still very big. We want it more wide than tall, I think. So this just 500. Yeah, that's more like it. Let's reset it. Yeah, that's more like it, although I will want a couple more particles on this start area as well. We can just clone it though and make a small dust and a big dust. So let's just do that. Let's just bring this one, let's clone it and bring it here. But this one, we're just gonna dust small. And let's well, make it way smaller. So 300, 300, 500 is fine. Then we need less spawn. So probably 30. And let's save, just in case it crash. Okay. I feel like they are too bright. Let's well, we did modify the particle color, so let's see if we can make a couple more adjustments. Maybe like that. Maybe like that, yeah. Did we also change the scale color here? Yeah, we did. Let's make it a little bit bigger. I cannot see much. It's 0.8. Oh, this is the size. Okay. Yeah, 0.6. These are way too many. This is not good at all. Let's erase the smaller ones. If you see it like that, it is still way too much. So again, spawn rate, what about 30? Probably like that is better, but wait, why do we have? Oh, no wonder we had two dusts in the same place for some reason. Oh, this one doesn't have anything. That's quite weird. Let's just place this here. And maybe center it a little bit more, so it also covers the star. Yep, this is giving it a far nicer look. So now for the very last touches, the very last final touches. I would like this dust to actually look more like energy. Something like something yellow, like energy from the sword. And perhaps we could have more here. So let's actually grab the small dust that we made. Let's just put it here on the sword. Right there. And let's see. Let's put it like this. It may be way too little, but I think we can do it. So no, we definitely cannot do it like that. It's too small. So we want this to be perhaps a little bit bigger, maybe 2 and 1.6. We want this to have also the color, and we wanna make them behave different. Also probably just 15, and the shape location probably just 50, 50, 50, something really small. Yeah, maybe smaller even. Like sure, there can be dust on the place, but also there has to be plenty on the sword because it's magical, right? And maybe this one should have more curl noise. So here, maybe something like 20. Does it make them go crazy though? No, they're fine. So box plane, probably 20, 20, 20. You do not want this one. Let's see. Okay, not what we were looking for at all. At all. So, what if we just make use of the happy mistake and just make it spawn like here, and just what 50, and we make the radius a little bit bigger. So 40, 40, 40. Let's see. How does that look? Well, now we can't really stop there, can we? Okay, let's at least add something a little small here. Yeah, we definitely cannot leave it there. So let's clone this GodRay. Let's make it really small, 1, 1, and 1. And let's use this on the base of the sword. So just spin it around. Let's find the right spot to put it in. It's probably around there, although we cannot see anything, can we? Only ever so slightly. Yeah, something like that seems pretty fun. Uh, let's now um, let me see. Okay, but if we are already doing this, this shouldn't be dust. This should be more like sparks, right? The original material will be more fitting. So let's just do it. Let's go dust small. And I just want to see what's the original. So just hanging particulates. It's this one, default sprite material. We're gonna use that one. So just erase default sprite material. It lacks a little bit of punch. Perhaps something just emissive. 3. 3 like this. How better does that look? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this shape though. This is something I haven't tried, but I wonder if the size can be affected by this curl noise force. I don't think so. Let's see though. Velocity aligned and size by speed. So let's say that this is oh, this is mesh. No, we don't want mesh. Scale sprite size by speed. Okay. So what? 0.1? No, 0.2. 10. It's never gonna reach that 10 because it's too slow. 0.1. Maybe like this. Maybe like that it's better. And we make actually no. Point there. And we increase the spawn rate to 100. This is GPU, right? Not CPU. Let's make it GPU. Fixed bounds. Minus 300, minus 300, minus 300, 300, 300, 300. Let's save this. Okay. That looks fun. It kind of ruins the immersion though. It was a fun experiment, I think, but it really ruins it. What if we just put 10? Maybe 10 is fine. Just maybe 10 is fine. But still, we still haven't used this to close our door. This blue needs to be softer. So we go on the instance. Here, map. Let's make this softer. Potency 0.7, 0.4. Oh, sorry. I wasn't putting enter. 2. Okay, 2 is too much. 1. 0.8, 0.7, 0.6. 0.4 maybe. Something really soft. Okay, now this GodRay here, could we just wait a little bit here? A little bit there and a little bit higher. We want to make it longer. I don't think so. We already tried that and it failed. Okay. All right, I think with this, we are done. Let's make our small cinematic and see how nice we can make it look. So let's save all of this and let's close all of this too. Okay, let's close this engine thing though. Okay. Save. All right, so in order to make our cinematic, well, we said that we were gonna crouch a little bit, right? So we need to find some meshes to close this up a little bit. We forgot about that. So quick cell bridge, this should be fast. And oh, again, environment, natural. We were on coastal Nordic, and this should be should it be this? No, something smaller. That no. We need an interesting shape. Not that one. Probably not this. It's too big. Maybe that. Or maybe this can work as a sort of door. This can work too. Let's try this one though first. Is it too big? We shall see now. I think it can work. Wait, there we go. So we put this straight on the wall, and this acts like a crawl space. That doesn't look bad. Okay. That does not look bad at all. Now we just need to get some rocks, I guess. This could be it, probably. And remember that it's gonna be low poly, it's gonna load. Just be patient with that. You probably just don't even rotate it. How comfortable are we with this? I don't like this so much anymore. Maybe like this is fine, but no, we need something else. Definitely. This, I guess this works. Oh, it's so small. This big rock. This maybe. Okay. This should do it. It's a huge rock. And now it's not working. Okay, maybe like this. Yeah, this works pretty nice. Okay. We could even duplicate this and just forget about the issue. Okay. Now I think this is working nicely. Let's save and let's get into sequencer, right click and animation. We want a, where is it? Camera animation sequence. No, is it that? No. Let's see. No, it is not a camera animation. Did the name change? Let's erase this. So animation. Oh, it was below. Level sequence. There we go. We double click it and we get ready to start adding our points. Save. This is a really good starting point for our camera. Let's click on the create a new camera. And let's click on transform. So at point 0, we're going to press enter to create our first point. Then as we move through, let's say that this guy goes around here and he keeps moving. He gets towards this and starts looking in. We're just doing it on the fly right now. We're gonna modify it if it's too fast. This start is probably a little bit too fast, yeah. Okay, see it again. That is a little bit too fast as well. Let's continue. So as we are here, you start kind of like moving here. Then we can move around here. We can keep moving here. Let's see how that looks. That's fine. He's like kind of crawling out of all of that. I'm holding control and pulling my mouse wheel downwards so I can have more timeline. Oh, sorry. Okay. So let's continue. Okay, so once he's crawling out, he can just... And now it's all black, thank you. Okay, so now he can just crawl towards here. And in here, he can just start looking everywhere really calmly. And then he tracks something shiny here. So let's see. Starts. The way that the exposure is working is not really being favorable for us. Let's test it again. We need to give it some time once we're here for the camera to adapt. Here, it needs more time. This needs to be here. It cannot go backwards. Okay, we need more camera aperture in that place, so let's see. Kind of snug in. This needs to be perhaps a little bit slower, but I kind of wanna current aperture around here. Can we say it's 2.8? And then once it's around here, can it just go to 0? Let's see. Is it not the aperture then? What is it? Is it the focal strength? Oh, okay. Definitely not touching that. So Control C. 35. So maybe around here it can open up to what? 15? 20? Here. Let's see how that works for us. Oh, we need to set our focal 35 here at the start. Otherwise, there is no change. Let's try it. Okay, it's working. Now I need to get a better plane on everything that is happening here. Because in here, it opens up, and then probably we want it to get a better focal point here. And also our focal can go back to 35 here. No, 35 is way too less, you know? 28. Maybe like that? Let's try once again. The meshes behind are awful. Let's detect where the meshes are seen. Here. Here's the first mesh. That one. So this transform, it's to be a little bit deeper. Not the focal, just the transform. Let's see. Okay, that still does not solve it. It's rotating. Huh? Okay. And here, as a last shot, I would like it to be a camera that is seeing all the... Oh my god, these rocks. Perhaps that. So now let's see the full thing. He crawls, he gets in, it fades. Why are the rocks still there? We changed them. He sneaks in. This rock is fine. Oh, there's one here. Okay. I don't see any. Oh, there is one. And these are a lot of them too. Now these I want it to be slower. So let's a track. Let's add a time dilation track. And in here, I want this to be, okay, velocity 1, sure. But towards here, I want this to be velocity 0.3. Let's see how all of that looks. Not looking nice at all. Not looking nice at all. So we do have movement towards here. It feels like the camera just cuts. Okay. These curves are way too strong. Where is it? This zoom. This zoom is just us trying to fix the little details on the back. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Let's adjust, I think, the timeline we've made. This all was a good idea, but at the end, some angles are not really good. So this happens. Okay. Until here, all is good. until here, or all is great. Then this memory starts, and this is not good. We can make it way better than this. So this happens. We need to raise this focal length to... Shame, it was nice. Let's watch it again. Oh, mistake. Control C. Let's watch it again. So he enters, sneaks in, scores the treasure. Okay. He scores the treasure here. And then around here, we probably can just make a really wide angle of this on top. Okay, sneaks in. All right, so a couple of things. We see geometry here again. All right. Now we do want to dilate this. And this is 1. That's fine. Can we bring this dilation back to... I guess not. But let's see. No. Stop. Let's make this last a little bit more. This is way too fast, so probably just duplicate this around here to make it slower. So we're going here, and this should be going at normal speed, right? Normal speed. I think this is getting way better, and we can just continue hovering around really softly. So let's see. This is not good though. This quick movement back and forth, it's really bad. It should be smooth. So from here to here is not good. Maybe there? Nope. Need more, need to be slower for sure. It's just going on too fast. Even there, it's still a bit too fast. Maybe 0.5. There we go. This wall. Shame we cannot see anything, huh? This exposure is sometimes really annoying. Yep, officially we cannot see anything. Okay, let's rewind so we can see some stuff. All right, let's move it back. That one. This rock further behind. How does it look now? That looks pretty neat. I think we did it. we, instead of adjusting the camera so many times, we should just push the walls back. But now that this is looking nice, look at this black part. It isn't so good. What if you just delete this and add a new camera tracker? Now this captures it perfectly. Now we need to click on here, render our video. And oh, first we need to make sure that we are using the right camera, a camera actor 2. Okay, perfect. Now here, we select our resolution, which is this one. Use sequence, that's fine. Okay. And now we capture the movie. And that's all, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it was useful to you, that you learned plenty of things. We have a lot of more tutorials that are way better than this one, probably. And well, I'll see you in the next one. I hope that you learned a lot once again.